Assalamualaikum and hi, today our group will present our report, Entrepreneur Profile. My name is Nurfaisa binti Suraini with metric number C21A1960. For introduction, entrepreneurship has long been established as a career option. Entrepreneurship is a platform for people to be a successful business in the future. Not just that, entrepreneurship also does not involve an employer who provides payroll, but self-employed entrepreneurs and becoming an employer to themselves. Many people think that entrepreneurship is something difficult and hard to do because they think that they will not have a better career. In fact, no one says that the indigenous entrepreneurship has opportunities in the field are due to their failure to get the other jobs. That is why entrepreneurs like Mrs. Hafiza believe that success or failure in any part is dependent on themselves and how they manage that sort of thing in business. She is one of the growth entrepreneurs at her place. That shows how her business greatly runs.
Hi, my name is Lee Mei Wei and my number metric is C21A1766. Today, I want to talk about the entrepreneur background. First, we choose an entrepreneur who has been successful in her business to fulfill this task completely. Her name is Hafiza Meti Ismail and she was 45 years old. She is a woman of Malaysian ethnicity and now she lives in Kampung Srijaya Ulu Gali, Raut Pahang. Next, the start of the business. The restaurant was first opened in 2009 and has been in operation for 13 years. Restaurant Alif Husna is from the name of owner daughter. The restaurant was opened in early 2009 with a 2,000 beginning budget to purchase equipment and cooking supplies.
The factors lead the creation of business. Before Mrs. Hafiza was involved in the business of the food industry, she had been working in the soy lab company. She worked there for almost 1 year and she thought that the salary she got was not enough to support her family as a whole. This is because she has 2 children at the time that need proper guidance and needs. She started doing business because her husband has taught her that he has a strong interest in this business that led her to join him and make a great return for her family. The brave attitude from her is the one who led her to start this business called Alif Husna Restaurant. There are many obstacles during the process, but the encouragement from her family has made her strong and become a successful entrepreneur. She also quit her job as agent of real estate are part of her strong attitude. This is because she cannot deny the fact that the autonomy and identity are a huge part of being an entrepreneur. She even said that doing something she loves like business and making money from it is simply a likable thing to do. As an entrepreneur, it took a huge step of faith for her to make a change from being an employee to being self-employed. Therefore, she thinks that this is the biggest risk for her. For entrepreneurs like Mrs. Hafiza, she saw difficulty. She might not have the vision to change the path, but the difference of being an employee to entrepreneur is such a best thing to do for her. Some entrepreneurs struggle to bring an idea or product to the market and some of them are able to do it effortlessly. But there are many people who are successfully thriving their business that may not achieve the same level of success but remain highly profitable like the others. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nurbaya binti Muhammad Yazid and my metric number is C21A2183. And now I'm going to talk about the company's background. Mrs. Hafiza is a businesswoman who runs a family restaurant. The restaurant is called Alif Husna Restaurant and it was inspired by the name of Mrs. Hafiza's children. For the target customer, Mrs. Hafiza stated that she does not have any specific target. However, she did mention that a lot of her customers are Chinese people who work at the durian factory near her restaurant. Mrs. Hafiza's routine is the same for every day. She will wake up at 4 in the morning, and with the help from her husband, she will start preparing and cooking the meals and some of the basic ingredients. On the weekend, she will buy stock of raw ingredients such as fish. When the COVID-19 hits, Mrs. Hafiza's restaurant was also affected as she did not get to open her restaurant for 2 weeks. However, she took another initiative to start selling food using the COD or cash on delivery methods. Next is how many employees that she has. As her restaurant is run by her own family members, Mrs. Hafiza stated that she only has 3 workers to help assist to serve the customers. Other than the difficulty to find workers, she also mentioned that she does not want to spend a lot of money to pay the salary as her business is still developing.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nur Ashiki Zabri. My matric number is C2182171. Okay, next, family background. Miss Hafiza was stating that her parent was not entrepreneur. She was the only person in the family who ran a business. Her mother already passed away. Meanwhile, she still had a father. She did start the business from her parents. Her husband's passion is cooking made them start to venture the business. Family members can benefit from involving more than one professional advisor. Her husband always been a good motivator to her. Miss Hafiza has a restaurant at Rao Pahang. Some skills set that might be need include communication, family system, finance, ownership, legal, accounting, and strategic planning together with her husband.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Mirzadaini binti Jamaluddin and my matric number is C201784. Today I'm going to start the entrepreneur before starting the venture. Mrs. Hafiza has work experience before starting the venture and working at Soy Lab Company. Mrs. Hafiza wasn't stating her role model as a famous chef or person, but she had 2 children that she and her husband fought over growing them. They worked really hard just to find comfortness for their child. Also, after marriage, her husband's sister, who is her in-law, was a person who was very good at cooking, and she was inspired by looking at her and learned how to cook professionally. Entrepreneur activities. The main menu served at Alif Husna restaurant was fried chicken. The dish famously spoken among the customer that they will order if they come to the restaurant. When with the lunch hour or end of working hour come, she will get more profit because people would love to eat rice during the hours and come to her restaurant. Intention of being an entrepreneur. She didn't have the intention at first, but she was inspired by looking at her sister-in-law, mostly because of the talent of cooking that she had. She learned many things and skills by watching her sister-in-law. Her husband was also a good cooker, so she just followed her husband to build the business.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Arina binti Muali and my matric number is C21A1944. For this part, I want to tell about the entrepreneur at the time when she started the venture. Firstly, primary motivation to start up. Based on interview season with Miss Hafiza, she said that the motivation to start up the restaurant it was based on herself. This is because due to the hard work of Miss Hafiza and her husband, Miss Asri, to start a business. This business has been successfully operating for 30 years. Secondly, setting any goal while she get up the business. Miss Hafiza has set a goal when she set up the business that she wanted to develop new recipe. Among the recipe developed by Miss Hafiza was a flour recipe. With the new recipe, Miss Hafiza can make the recipe as one of the attraction in the business she runs.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syahra Izam binti Roslan. My matric number is C21A2015. Prepare or not to start up. Mr. Hafiza was prepared to start her stall with bought raw material like meat, fish, chicken, and vegetable in wholesale marketplace, and some of ingredients like rice, sugar, and other culinary ingredients in wholesale shops. Other than that, she also will tidy up her stall around for make sure it be clean. This is because preparing to start out can be helped to avoiding from any unwanted problems. For any networking, according to Mr. Hafizah, one conclusion that has been from the recording of an interview with her, as we all know, as some entrepreneurs doing problem because it is important in their business growth. This can be seen through Mr. Hafizah. She doing promotion on her business in platforms such as Facebook and WhatsApp. Then this way can entice customer to do any purchasing. It is because a networking like this also help from wasting time and energy of seller as hers.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Amira binti Mat Fauzi and my number matrix C21A1939. I want to present about controlling at early stage of business. Mrs. Hafizah has been explaining about controlling and management. This is important because the main thing to be a good entrepreneur must be good managing the system business. And how about risk orientation at early startup? When she started the business, Mrs. Hafizah did not know how to increase their revenue. This risk in first years of his business is that the amount of food cooked is too much, but there are no customers. So Mrs. Hafizah tried to use different new recipes from other restaurants to attract customers. Next.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Salsabella Adani binti Muhammad Razali. My matric number C21A2133. Business plan. Miss Hafizah wants her business to stay and grow. It will also grow its business over time. Furthermore, with the availability of social media and various facilities to promote her sale, Miss Hafizah will ensure the business is well known throughout the state and thrives. Resources that are available before startup. According to Miss Hafizah issue, 5,000 capital to begin the business in order to purchase ingredients and cooking necessities. Before selling rice, she didn't know how to cook, but she still learned to be able to attract customers, continue buying his food. In the beginning, his business was not popular as is now. The profit at the time she earns was not enough to cover the family expenses.
Assalamualaikum and hi. Before I go further, let me introduce myself. My name Aizatu Azuri binti Muhammad Azaman. My number matrix C21A1671. In conclusion, what can you learn from this entrepreneur? So, what we learned from Miss Hafizah was trust yourself. Even when it seemed impossible, just go through what we're doing right now. It is because no one will trust you if you don't. Second was about patience and determination. Miss Hafizah kept talking to herself and she just did not give up on her business. Until now, her business keep growing and improving day by day. And what are the key success factors of the business? First is about quality, offering a high quality service or product. Second is integrity. Integrity has been revealed as a major aspect of a business. Last but not least is about leadership. If a company wants to do well, it must have effective leadership that provides motivation, organization, and good direction. It is because a good leadership can attract people to follow us.